I'm going to start every life that I do by talking about my favorite philosophical idea, solipsism. I once had a dream where I was on TED Talk talking about antinatalism, talking about how bad all of this is. Remember, it was a dream, right? I'm talking to my own projections about how bad my experience is. After waking up from that dream, I was like, what if this too is just a dream? And I'm making videos talking about how bad life is, but this is my own fuck up. Like this reality exists because of me. So if it sucks, it's because of me. It's not because of someone else. Um, a got a ped. Hello. I hope you still here. I hope you're still here because when I opened this live, yeah, I just saw your comment. It's mostly men who are single. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it sucks, man. Like life is so bad that most people are actually single. And this is something that we don't talk about a lot. Like most people are actually single. Like most people, like when you go out, right? When you go out and meet people, most of them, like the majority of these people that you're going to meet, are actually single. I mean, yes, it does happen that people get into relationships and these relationships maybe last for maybe a couple of months, but it's not really, you cannot really say they're not like really single. You know what I mean? It's like if you going to say that you're not single, you must have been in a relationship for a very long time. The truth is that most people are single, most people are lonely, and that actually shows us how much humanity sucks. You know, the fact that we suck at relationships shows us that how much we actually suck. I mean, there's over 8 billion humans, but most most of us are actually single. Do you understand how crazy that is? There's over 8 billion humans, but most humans are actually single. Like they can't be with one another like that. That's how much we suck. Well, some people would rather just live with animals. Some people would rather be live with cats. Cats are mean, but they would rather be with cats. Like I don't want to live with humans. Human beings suck. That's how much we suck. We are failing to accept the truth. The truth is that the human experience sucks. That is the truth. We've been lying to ourselves for so long, and we've gotten used to the lie that it's now cool to continue to lie. That is the problem, right? We've gotten used to the lie that it's actually cool to lie. Like it's not cool to be honest about how things are actually working in the world. Walter Sullivan. I hate this world. All things become overrated. Yeah, after a certain period of time, you actually realize that most things are actually overrated. Like the things that you want, after having them for a long period of time, you actually realize that nah. Like there's something that I've realized actually. What really keeps humanity going is feeling like once they have the things that they want, they're going to feel better, right? Like the fact that we don't have the things that we want, or we always want something, that's what actually keeps us going. But when we get to have the things that we want, we actually realize that these things weren't really, you know, worth it. It's just what we convinced ourselves. If we had everything, let's say each and every person that was born having everything, would actually realize very easily that this whole experience sucks. So what keeps us going is us not having what we want. So we keep on fighting to have the things that we want because we believe that having the things that we want will actually make us feel better. But the truth is that we'll still feel the same even if we had the things that we want. The human experience just sucks. We're trying our best to justify this experience in so many ways. I remember I came across a video on TikTok where these two guys were watching a movie, right? A very bad movie. Very bad movie. The other guy was trying to explain how profound the movie was. Like, look, did you see how he held his gun when he was shooting that other person? There's so much meaning, like you're missing a lot of things, like he was trying to explain the movie as if it was very profound. That's what we're trying to do. Like, there is something very profound that's going on in the world. There's something profound that is happening behind the scenes. Like this is a very meaningful experience. But there's nothing profound about animals killing each other. There's nothing profound about humans killing each other. There's nothing profound about humans being single in a world full of humans. In a world where humans interact with one another each and every day. I mean, we interact with one another each and every day. But most of us are actually single. We're single because the human experience actually sucks. It's just not working, and we're trying our best to convince ourselves that it's actually working. By the way, I'm the guy from Romania. I don't know if you remember me because I don't have the same account. I've tested my phone and changed. No, I remember you because I think there's only one person from Romania that I've communicated with. So no, I still remember you. I still remember you. Loon, Benedictine. Oh, Loon, I haven't seen you in a while. I liked your last video actually. Like I watched your last video, the last video that you uploaded. But yeah, like the human experience really sucks, man. I still don't understand how some people are still like trying to justify what is going on in the world. It's the people who are trying to justify what's going on in the world that are actually the problem. Because if we weren't trying to justify what's going on in the world, what will happen is that as a collective, will actually try to make things better. So if there are some people who are not admitting that this is not working, no, there's some people who are saying that, oh no, this is good. This is actually happening for a very good reason. The reason why life sucks is because maybe there's a God that knows what he's doing and things are supposed to be the way that they are. That's why life sucks. These people are part of the problem. Like if we admitted as a collective, if we decided to be as honest as possible as a collective, I think the world would actually be um, better than it is, right? Because we will try to fix the problems that we have as a collective. But if we tell ourselves that, whatever is happening for the greater good, there's no fixing this world. Most people being single, that's really the biggest indicator that things are not working. I don't think people understand what this really means. Like we're talking about a world with over 8 billion humans, but we can't even make relationships work. That means that we are so broken as people that it's impossible for us to really connect with one another. Everyone is alone. Now that shows us that this is not working. If this was working, it will be easy for people to connect with one another. It wouldn't even like it wouldn't even need to get to a point where people even try online dating, like, oh, I gotta create an account online and try to meet like-minded people. Like, no, it will be easy to make relationships work, but it's not easy because the human experience itself actually sucks. Humanity actually sucks. Why does anything exist? Three more roses. Yeah, it's my first time seeing you. Why does anything exist? It really doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's what I think about each and every day. How is it possible that anything exists? And how was it even possible that of any experience that we could have as humanity, this is the experience that we're having. We're having an experience full of suffering. We're having an experience where we are selfish, where we are competing for survival, where animals have to kill each other for survival. Like, how was that even possible? Why is the world the way that it is? Why is it not different? Bro, in my experience, people will abuse you and try to gain something from you, and they will pretend to be good people. Then, when you try to leave, they will impose morality standards on you. Um, the problem is that when people get into relationships, they are looking for something, right? That is why we are picky. We're not picky because we are trying to avoid people who might hurt us. It's That's not what it's about. We don't really care if uh, the people we want to be in relationships with are going to hurt us. Like, that's not really the real problem. The real problem is that we want something. We always want something. So we get into relationships with people that we know we're going to gain something from. So if that doesn't work out very well for us, or even if it does work out very well for us, because we got what we wanted, it's hard to keep the relationship going. That's the thing. Like, we get into relationships for selfish reasons. It's not about loving people and understanding people, becoming one and trying to you know explore this reality together. Like, that's not what it's about. So relationships don't work, and most people are broken. We don't like, we're not what we were supposed to be. Like, we're not what um we were growing up. Like, we've been through so much that we became a lesser version of ourselves because of the experiences that we've had. Life sucks so bad that it's not even easy for people to be themselves and to really go all in when it comes to relationships. If people can't use you, they'll lose you. Super Saiyan God. What was the Super Saiyan God? Was it Broly? Wait, it's like there was no Super Saiyan God. Oh, Goku became the Super Saiyan God when he fused with Vegeta and other Super Saiyans, if I remember very well. Yeah, yeah. If people can't use you, they'll lose you. That is true. And that's 100% because we are always looking for something when we get into relationships. So if we're not getting what we want from relationships, then we don't really care. That's why I say that we don't care about one another as people. What we care about is what we're going to gain from one another. And that's one of the biggest reasons why we still have homeless people. It's because we can't gain anything from them, so we don't help them, even if it was going to be easy for us to help them because, well, they are homeless, right? Like, it's like they will appreciate anything. They don't really expect much from us, but we still pass them every day as if they don't really exist. That's because there's nothing to gain from helping them. You know, like if like it will be much easier to help a person who's driving a Beamer, right? If they say, "Hey, please give me $2," and they're driving a Beamer, it will be much easier for you to help them than to help a person who's homeless. Even though you know that the person who's homeless needs um, the money more than the person who's driving a Beamer. It's because you know on a subconscious level that the person that's driving the Beamer can actually help you in the future. Nobunada Oda. Are you African? I've never seen you before, but the name sounds like an African name. I was in alone all my life. I wish that we can become content with being alone, being by ourselves, because I don't know, most like relationships just don't work. Relationships just don't work. Humanity is in the dark ages of relationships right now. And that's because we are seeing the truth about ourselves. Like social media is actually making it easy for us to see the truth about other people and about ourselves. So it's not that easy to make relationships work. Back then, um, people were able to, hide who they were. Like they were able to hide the bad qualities of themselves. So you think that love is, really exists. But now it's easy to see that now, man, like people don't really love one another like that. You know, it's it's always about something. Like people get into relationships because there's something that they want. I live alone. Walter Sullivan. Okay, I live alone because I don't understand most of the people around me. Yeah, I think it's better. I live alone too, actually. I think it's better that way because when you live alone, you get to do what you want freely, and you have enough time to learn about yourself. You don't find yourself focusing on problems that won't really help you grow. Because when you are in a relationship and you live with 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 another person, you're gonna find yourself fighting over stupid things, right? You're gonna find yourself focusing on stupid things. Oh, who texted you? Oh, is it that guy that you were talking to on this day? I knew that there was something going on between you two. You find yourself fighting over things that really don't. I mean, they matter if you're in a relationship, but they shouldn't matter, right? Like, they're not. You find if yourself focusing on things that are really not important. But when you are alone, you focus on your own growth. You focus on your own peace. And besides, man, we in a very hellish realm. What we need to focus on is freeing ourselves. Not being distracted, so distracted that we focus on things that don't really help us in any way. Relationships do end. You know, so and after they've ended, you do actually realize that they didn't really mean much at the end of the day. So what really matters is that we focus on freeing ourselves. We focus on learning as much as possible. Dylan Drew, do you think you are too old for an imaginary friend? For an imaginary friend, are you referring to God? Um, yeah, I think people who are people who believe in God should be people who are below the age of 10. Actually, like kids should be the ones believing in God. I don't think adults should be believing in God. I think if you grow up and you don't see the evidence of the existence of God, it needs to get to a point where you just accept that, well, there might not be God. Like, even if there was a God, um, He doesn't really want to be seen. He doesn't really want us to believe in him. If he wanted us to believe in him, he wouldn't hide from us. So us believing in him is just, us trying to like create meaning from something that isn't really there. Like it's better to be honest with yourself. If you still have not seen the existence of God, then there's no reason to believe in God. Like it is madness, but we've just accepted that madness because most people are like that. They want to believe in an imaginary being. Um, people in different cultures have like grown up, believing in imaginary beings. So that's why. Hadin Diff, the Moroccan king cousin. Um, sex is a mark of the beast. What do you mean? Sex is the mark of the beast. I mean, as an internationalist, I can agree with you on some level because I mean, we're bringing people into this realm after having sex, and um, there's so much pleasure in having sex. Like there's so much pleasure. We need to ask ourselves why. Why is sex so enjoyable? Why is it so hard to resist the urge to like have sex? Like it's so damn hard. You know, like something is wrong. Think about it. Like when people have sex, there's a big chance that they might bring a conscious being into this world. And it's hard for people to, resist the urge to actually have sex. Like it's not, people don't have sex because they are making a conscious decision to have sex like that. It's just they just become horny, right? Like when we meet people who are attractive, we become horny and end up having sex with them. Um, Something is wrong. So I do understand why you say that sex is the mark of the beast, but I don't know. The Eurasia original human was sexless. That's with procreation was original. Oh, that's why procreation was the original sin. Yeah, I've read about that. The Anunnakis, when like they created humans, at first, like the first humans that they created, uh, there weren't males or females. It was just human without any reproductive organs. But then Enki created a human that was able to reproduce. And was it Enki? Yeah, I think it was Enki, if I'm not mistaken. You correct me, guys, if you know about the story of the Anunnaki. But then, yeah, he created humans that were able to reproduce, and that's why things are the way that they are. Makes sense. Walter Sullivan, sex is a trap. It is a trap, man, and it's not easy to turn down sex. Like it's not easy to turn, like especially as a guy. Like it's not easy for a guy to turn down sex. So we should really ask ourselves why. Why is it not easy to turn down sex? Why can't I feel pleasure from just doing this? Right? Why do I feel pleasure when I have sex? Isn't it because something is manipulating us in some ways? Something wants us to uh, engage in sexual intercourse so that we'll keep on reproducing, and it must not be a conscious like decision. It mustn't be a decision that we're making because we're smart, but we're making this decision because um, we want to experience pleasure. Voyager, dude, did I miss much? Why are you that often live late? Nah, man, it's just I think I'm gonna be live this week. I'm not going to be live each and every day, but I want to be live this week. There's no reason. I just feel like it. Um, Super Saiyan God, as a man, you need money for a relationship, and as a woman, you need to be hot. That's a relationship, bro. Yeah, man. It sucks that that is the truth. But the fact that we have more than 8 billion humans and most of us are single, that shows you something. You know, as a man, you got to get your money right to make your relationships work. And as a woman, you have to be attractive. It's sad, but that's reality. And that should actually make us suspicious. You know, that should actually make us realize that we're not really here to be happy. We're not really here to experience pleasure. We are here to suffer. We're here to compete in so many different ways. You know, I mean, in any world where people are just have to compete for survival, it's not going to be true happiness. You know, they're not going to get along very well. They're not going to be able to make their relationships work because it's competition, and uh, people will be with the people that they want to be with because there is something to gain, and that's going to help them survive. You know, if you've watched the movie Squid Game, um, I mean not the movie actually, the TV series Squid Game, there was this lady that wanted this guy just because she knew that he was going to help her survive. Like he was a very violent guy, you know. And in Squid Game, you had to be violent. You didn't have to care about other people. So she knew that okay, this is the guy that's gonna help me survive. So I must be with him. So that's it. That's life. You know, you need to figure out, you know, who you need to be with to be able to survive in this realm. It sucks that that's how things are. It's not about love. It's not about, you know, seeing someone and being like, yo, I want to love that person and I want to have a meaningful experience with that person. What makes people get into relationships is survival. You know, you see a person and you're like, okay, that person has money, I want to be with them, or that person is hot, I want to be with them because a lot of people are going to respect me if I have that kind of a person in my life. It sucks, man. Black cell needs. I don't know if the world can become any better. I'm pro extinction. Yeah, man. It's not going to become better. What's going to happen is that technology is going to keep on improving. um so it's going to seem like the world is becoming better, and that's what's happening. Like as technology improves, people start to believe that the world is becoming better, but it doesn't actually become better because people are becoming lonelier. You know, people are becoming more depressed. People um start to feel more alone. Like that's why I say that we're in the dark ages of relationships. Like there's never been a time in history where people were like feeling this alone. No, we are so, like it's easy to connect with people around the world, but still everyone feels alone. You know, that's because we are seeing the truth about ourselves. We're seeing the truth about humanity. Back then it was not easy because of culture, right? You grow up in a culture where you are not supposed to do certain things. You're told that certain things are taboo. So because of that, it wasn't that easy to see, you know, our true colors as humans. We had to hide aspects of ourselves that we felt like weren't going to be accepted. But now everyone is honest about how they really feel. I mean, we got TikTok, we got Instagram, we got YouTube, we got Facebook. People tell you how they really feel. But back then it was not easy. You know, people wouldn't just open up and say, okay, this is how I feel, or this is what I want in a relationship. There was a time when women weren't even allowed to have opinions. But now everyone has an opinion. So we are seeing the truth about ourselves. That is why it's hard to make relationships work. We are seeing the truth about ourselves. Super Saiyan God says relationship is for the rich. I don't know, man. Even people who are rich, they suffer, but it's much easier if you are rich to make a relationship work, because people get into relationships because they want something, right? So if you have something that you can offer, and then things are going to be much easier for you. Mr. Warrior, does it come down to deep inner barriers within the mind, perception through conditions? Mm, I don't know if it comes down to like inner barriers. I think because when you look at what happens in the animal kingdom, you realize that animals also want they are made to be very powerful. Like they want, like there's always something that they want, right? That's how we are as people. Like there's always something that we want. So it doesn't really have to do with how we are on a subconscious level. It has to do with survival. Mr. Warrior, isn't the existence of us proof of God? Yeah, this is you know that's one of the biggest mis- like one of the biggest mistakes that theists make is that they try to fill in the gaps, right? Using God to fill these gaps. Like, okay, if I don't understand how we came into existence, it means that God created us. If I don't understand how the sun works, it means that God created us. No, we could be in a simulation that we ourselves have created, and we forgot that we created this simulation. We could be in a dream. We could be part of some experiment, and you find that aliens put us here because they're experimenting, or like anything is possible. You can't just say, well, there's a God, there's this one being that created everything, and he wants us to worship him. Why does he even want us to worship him? Think about it. If you created sentient beings, would you want them to worship you? I mean, think about it. Like as a human, you have a big ego. Would you? But ask yourself if you really want, if your creation to worship you and their whole existence should be about that. No, man. It's easy to say that religion was created to control people. There's no reason to believe in God. To be honest with you, there's no reason to believe in. I mean, you can believe that God exists, or there's a chance that God exists, but there's no reason for you to believe that there's a specific God that exists that's going to help you, and you must pray to this God and beg Him to help you in a certain way. Like, nah, man. There are a lot of people who are very successful in this world who've never prayed and who don't even live right. Like that's like success has nothing to do with you believing in God. So I don't know, man. People should stop, uh, using God to like explain what they don't understand about the universe. Golden SW. There's no way that something which leads to procreation is a good thing. The fact that it feels so good makes it even more suspicious. Exactly, man. Exactly. That's what makes it suspicious. Why does why is sex so damn enjoyable? Bro, like as a guy, it's not easy for me to practice semen retention. It's not easy. It's almost impossible. Why? And we're talking about something that leads to procreation. Like a lot of people that are being born when were not even planned. It was just people trying to experience pleasure from sex, and then they ended up procreating. They ended up conceiving. It sucks, man. Jaka 2005, first time seeing you here. What is this channel? What are you preaching? This channel is about the truth, man. Any kind of truth, any kind of truth. I like to express myself as honestly as I can. I don't want to hold back. I talk about things that most people are afraid to talk about. So yeah, that's what it's about, man. Just keep on watching. Since we exist, there's proof itself. I mean, you ask about God, and you're saying that since we exist, there's proof itself. I don't know, like if there's proof of God's existence. It's proof of our existence. We exist. That's that's that has nothing to do with God. That doesn't mean that there's a creator. Because if you're going to say that we exist because there's a God, then you'll have to keep on pushing the idea further, right? The idea of creation further. There has to be someone who created God, and there has to be someone who created the being that created God. And you have to keep on pushing this idea further. There has to be a point where everything began. So you can't really say, oh, just because I don't understand how everything began, it means that it's God. No, no. Lona getting stronger. First time seeing you on this channel. The main reason I think many adults believe in God is because of the fear of hell. That's true, man. But it needs to get to a point where we realize that they lie to us. They lie to us. Like there's no reason to be fearful now, man. We've seen enough to still be afraid of hell. People who lived back then when they didn't have the internet, when they didn't even know that how many people were living here on earth, when they didn't even know there were many religions on earth, um, where they didn't even know that there weren't real miracles. Like, people would just fake miracles. Now we see that people fake miracles. Like, we have no reason to be fearful. Like, I've said so many things about God and about religion, and nothing bad has happened to me. I've had so many people threaten my life, bro. Like, I've made videos on TikTok where I was telling people that God doesn't exist, and the vision of God that we've been given is very evil. And people will comment saying that, oh, you're gonna burn in hell or you're gonna die. This is gonna happen to you. You're gonna go crazy. Blah blah blah. Like, I'm still here. I'm still good. I'm still safe. So that shows you that, nah, man, we've been lied to, and there've been so many people who've been, you know, talking about why they think that God doesn't exist. Look at Richard Dawkins. Don't know if I pronounce his name right. Like, he's talked about that for a very long time. Um, and so many other people, really. So we've been lied to. They just wanted to control people. That's why they invented religion. Even if there's a God, man, he wouldn't really care if we didn't believe in him, because he's not really shown us proof of his existence. So why do we feel like we must believe in him even if he didn't like show us proof of his existence? It doesn't make sense. Believing in God is believing in humans. Like, if you really think about it, if you say that you believe in God, you actually believe in the humans who told you about God, because God never came into your life and showed you that he actually exists. It's just people who preach to you, who told you that God exists. So you don't really believe in God, you believe in these humans. Robert, my granny, I've accepted the fact that if there is a God, I will reject them to their face. I mean, there is no God, but yeah, man, I believe that I'll also like reject them to their face, 100%. I mean, this is a mess. There's no reason to praise anything that created this. Like it doesn't make sense. If you are a rationally minded individual, you can't really praise anything that, you know, constructed this reality. It feels more like a prison, and the more conscious you become, the more you realize that. So I mean, it makes sense. What you're saying really makes sense. Voyager, I read a comment on an atheist video, and it said all that has to be said. It was like, if you need God to be a decent human being, you are not a decent human being. You're just afraid. Exactly. If you want to be a good person because you are afraid that God is going to judge you, you're not going to be a good person because you are a decent human. You're going to be a good person because you're afraid of punishment. So that doesn't really make you good. It is better to be good for the sake of being good, not because you are afraid that there's some being that's going to punish you in the end. Then noobs, are you Muslim? Why ask that question? Like, I don't think I've said anything that shows that I might be a Muslim. Okay, you are a true hero who tells it like it is. Okay, yeah, exactly, exactly. Now you get it. I'm not a Muslim. There's no reason for me to believe in Islam. There's no reason for me to believe in Christianity or in any other religion. I'm very honest with myself, and I like I want to be as honest as possible. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want other people to control me, to tell me what I need to believe. You know, people are full of shit. That's what you must realize. People are full of shit, and they will lie to you if you allow them to. So it's better to just be as honest as possible with yourself. If people are telling you things that don't make a lot of sense, then, you know, don't 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 believe them. Triumviral. What does it mean to you to be human? To live the same routines that billions of people have already gone through. 8 billion people are here in this world, and they are going around. And what's what's good? I mean, the only thing that's actually good about exist. I mean, not something. Let me put it this way: it's not something that's necessarily good, but the fact that I don't have to live every life possible is a good thing, right? The fact that I don't have to live as Nelson Mandela, as you, as people who lived in the past. Like, I can only live my life as me, and for a very short period of time. I mean, life is long, you know, but then when you look at how long humanity has existed, it's kind of like short, right? So it feels good to know that I don't have to live for that long. I don't have to be here for 100 years, and I don't have to live as someone else other than myself. Right? The fact that I don't have to go through what other people have went through. But it also sucks to realize that there is nothing special about me, right? What I'm doing, a lot of people have done. You know, the way that I've lived my life, a lot of people have lived their lives that way. But it is good to know that I'm not going to live every life possible. I'm just going to live this life as me, as myself, and in the end, it's going to be over. Never ever. I remember seeing you yesterday. It was my first time seeing you. Okay, I can't recommend birds. I will not post the stock video again. Oh, you're responding to someone else, ain't you? Mm, my question is, can a thing without life give birth to something with life? No, that's a very good question. What are your thoughts on the NPC theory? The idea that some parents might actually be NPCs, like some people in this world might actually be NPCs. I think it's possible. I mean, think about human cloning, for an example. I'm not just human. Let me say, and because some people don't believe that humans can be cloned, so let's just talk about cloning in general. Dogs, we know we've seen dogs get cloned, right? They so they don't like they use machines to actually like clone dogs. So maybe it's possible for something that is not conscious to give birth to something that is conscious. The problem why we believe in God comes from um what's that machinensis trilemma. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Honestly, you can solve. Oh no, no, you're still talking about what I don't know. You can explain it to me. Maybe I know something about it. Lona getting stronger. First time on your channel, I could have sworn you said that last live. Oh, now I do. Now I do remember. Now I do remember seeing you. Um, yeah, now I do actually remember seeing you. I think it's because I've seen too many like new people like on the last live. That's why. But now I do actually remember seeing you. KX1X. I want to check out of this addiction so bad. Yo, I wish there was an easy way out, man. I wish there was an easy way out because it's not working. I mean, it's never really worked. The problem is that we are addicted. We are addicted to life. Think of it this way: if you found a group of people who were addicted to drugs and who were living together, and they were doing drugs each and every day, they will actually think that that's the best way to live life and that is actually good. And if you told them that, hey man, like the way that you're living life is actually toxic, they wouldn't believe you, they wouldn't agree with you. Mm, that's life. Like no one is telling us that, hey man, like this actually sucks, this is not really working. So we convince ourselves that this is actually working even though it's not working. If there were aliens that were actually monitoring us and they were telling us that we are fucking up a lot, it that that will actually make it easy for some people to realize that this is not working. But because we don't have that, we don't realize that this is not working. And when some people tell us that this is not working, we just think that they are just depressed, and we want to believe that. But there's a reason why when you tell people that this is not really working, they get angry. It's because they know, like, there's a part of them that knows that, well, it's not really working, and they don't want to hear people saying that. So they'll just say these people are just depressed, and they get angry at them. But it's true. This is not working, and it has never worked. Like, there's never been a point where life was actually working. We're just addicted to this, and we keep on justifying it even though it's not working. We look at few people who are actually enjoying their lives and we say it's working. Look at that person, like they're successful, they have this, they have that, everyone wants to have what they have, so that means that this is working. No, it's not. What keeps us going is uh you know hope. We hope that things can get better for us. So we keep on fighting, wishing that things can get better for us, wishing to have new experiences. We've suffered so much that we want to have new experiences. We want to be able to buy the things that we want. So we're like, hey, let me keep on going. Maybe things can happen in the future for me. Like things can actually work out in the future for me. But since things ain't gonna work out, you know, for most of us in the future. So it's just optimism bias. I think some people just think that they are destined for greatness. So they're suffering because they were destined for greatness. And at some point in the future, things are going to make sense, but it never gets to make sense. I'm tired of chasing cheese. Yeah, it sucks, man, that we have to chase money. Like when people wake up in the morning, they're thinking about chasing money. That's it. Like we if 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 we were shown from the perspective of someone who's never lived on Earth, like from the perspective of an alien, how would really live, we would cry. Like they showed us that people wake up in the morning and they go to work like 8 hours a day, and then they go back home tired. They wake up again in the morning, go to work. Like that is slavery. But we don't really look at it that way because we've been conditioned to look at it as a positive thing, but it's not really a positive thing because we're not really enjoying our lives. We're just working, and we believe for some reason that society should be like that. Lexonimus, it's my first time seeing you here. There's no way this is not my first time seeing you here. Some people might have thought you were religion hopping. Why would they think that? Like, there's no reason to think that, right? Oh, because I was talking about God. Joker. I want Dr. Phil myself. you know, I'll. One thing that I've realized about Dr. Phil is that he wants people that have issues for real. Like he doesn't want people that are going to challenge him, people that are going to make him look stupid. Like if you have issues, he wants you, and you must not. Let's just say you were pretending to have issues, and then you get to his show and show him that you are actually smart. He's gonna have a problem with that. Like he wants you to have issues so that you will look like a real doctor. Like I can help people with mental issues, blah blah blah. Like he's not really that intelligent. Like he can't deal with people who are actually intelligent. He want people who like real have real issues. People who will say, "Well, I have a friend. I have a friend. He's here, and you guys don't see him." Like he wants those kind of people. He wants people who will say that they were sent from the future. You know, and they are supposed to save the world. But he doesn't really wanna like talk about the real issues that are going on in the world. Like if you're really intelligent, there's no way he would want you on his show. Like if you're an internationalist and you are real and you are very articulate, like he's not gonna want you on his shows. Like there's no way. It's not gonna work. Joker. Why do you call yourself Joker, man? You could be me if you look this clean. I'm a classic, man. You're a fan. Like that guy, I haven't heard anything from that guy in a while. Like since he dropped Classic Man. Loner getting stronger. Imagine if we lived every sentient life possible and remembered each previous life. I think we'll go extinct much sooner. What is it called? It's called the egg theory, right? Like you are the only conscious thing in existence, and you're going to live each and every life. And then after you have lived each and every life, then you're going to become God. You're going to become yourself again. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. But there's no way of proving that might be true. Like it's just a theory. It's an interesting theory, but there's I don't think it's true at all. Physics is only geometry. If you think a triangle can get life, what are you responding to? I ask who created God. You know my Shensona's trilemma. I might have to check this out because I've never heard about it, and I've always been like trying to figure out what's really going on. So I know a lot about uh you know quantum physics. I think that's related to quantum physics. I hate it when people blame you for not enjoying the experience. It's like it's a taboo not to enjoy it. Yeah, that's what proves to me that something is not right. Because every person who is here is supposed to enjoy this. You're not supposed to say, this doesn't make sense. It's a movie that everyone is forced to enjoy. You can't say, I think it's a bad movie. I think the this movie has bad actors. I don't like the storyline. I don't like the script. You can't say that. You're supposed to say it is good. Once you say it is not good, they're going to make it seem as if you have issues. That's one of the biggest problems. Like, you can't say it is not good. You have to pretend as if it's a good movie. And that is why most of y'all pretend like it's a good movie. Like, most humans pretend as if this is a good movie. Like, there have been so many people who have reached out to me and told me that, hey man, I think you're 100% right, but I can't be honest with other people. Right? I can't be honest with my family. I can't be honest with my friends because I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of losing people. So I have to pretend as if this is working, even though it's not actually working. Mez, tired of working. Can you imagine, man? You work every day since you are like 21 until you're 60. For what? For money. We've been scammed. Like, as humanity, we've been scammed. I don't know how we got agreed to this. It doesn't make any sense. The fact that we're not trying to come up with a better system, shows us that something isn't right. That people have to work for money. Once you are born, they have to train you since you are a little kid so that you will know how to make money, so that you'll know how to work for money. But why? What are we really trying to accomplish as a society? If this was not a scam, we'll be trying to make this experience more enjoyable. Like, that will be the purpose of life. It will be us trying to figure out how to make this experience make sense. It won't be us competing. It won't be us fighting for resources. It wouldn't be us enslaving one another, lying to one another, manipulating one another. That shows you that something is not right. That shows you that this is not really working. 50 hours a week working slave. Dude, it really doesn't make sense. Robert Migraine, I'm sorry, man. Wage slavery sucks. Yeah, man, and they make it seem as if it's good to be a wage slave. Right? They make it seem like it's good, especially if you're a family man. Like, you gotta work for your family. I mean, if you're gonna bring children into this world, yes, you have to work for them, but there's no reason to bring children into this world in the first place. You have to realize that you are a slave So there's no reason to create more slaves. Like there's zero reasons to create more slaves. You can just decide for yourself that okay, this sucks, but I'm I'm not going to bring more people. I won't even have to work hard. Like that's one of the benefits of not bringing more people here, because you're not going to have to work that hard. You don't have to care if you lose your job, because there ain't people who are actually relying on you. So it's actually better to not bring people into this world where people have to be wage slaves. This is what dreams are made of. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world. I watch you quite a time. I watch you quite a time now, Benedict, and I know how the fear of rebirth feels. So I try to make you a calculations of how unlikely immediate rebirth is. So you think rebirth is possible, but it's not immediate. The problem is that it will feel immediate. Think about it. Like, let me give you a simple example. If like when you sleep, right? When you sleep, you might sleep for like 5 hours, but does it really feel like you slept for 5 hours? You sleep and then you wake up. It's instant like that. I do actually sometimes fear that we might actually reincarnate back here. Because we still don't know what this is. It's scary. The fact that we don't know what this is actually scary, because that still means that this could be anything. So I sometimes I do think about reincarnation and feel a bit scared, but I think it's highly unlikely. I don't think we are coming back here. The same way that we don't find ourselves experiencing the same dreams. Like you've never dreamt and went back to the same dream that you had. So chances of reincarnations are very like few. Benedict is stellar psychotherapy. What does that mean? It's but it let's I hope you get your vacation soon, Max. Are you interested in the calculations about the likelihood of atheistic rebirth by chance? Yeah, just send me a DM and we'll talk about that. Oh, we have God. We have God today. Let's hear what God is saying. Have a great day and evening, whoever is reading this. Thanks, God. Carl Wold, 1989. And we are in a horror film. Bro, the problem with one of the biggest problems with life is that we don't have like a reference, right? This is all that we know. So no matter how bad it gets, people still don't realize how bad it is. Like it is actually a horror movie, bro. Like for real, a lot of horrible things really do happen to people. Remember, there's more than 8 billion humans. If you have not experienced something that makes you feel like this is more like a horror movie, doesn't mean that it isn't. Because some people really do experience hell for real. Like some people really do suffer for real. And there have been people who have suffered a lot before you. Right? Like there's been billions of people who have lived before you and who have suffered. way worse than you could ever imagine. And for what? That's my biggest problem. Is that there's so much suffering, but we don't know what we are really suffering from. We're told that we must keep this going, we must keep the cycle going, but for what? What do we really gain? Is there really something that we gain? Is there really something that someone is going to gain? Because you might say that, oh, it's not about us, it's about future generations. Fine. Is there something that they're going to gain? Are we really doing better than the previous generation? Or things ain't even working? That's why I'm saying that we're in the dark ages of relationships. Relationships ain't even working. Like, most people that are actually single. Most people that are complaining about relationships. Like, we are traumatized. We've been through hell because of relationships. People are ending their lives because of relationships. I was having a conversation with this other guy about suicide, and I was telling him that, bro, if you hear that a guy has ended his life, 9 out of 10 times it has to do with relationships. 9 out of 10 times. Like, it's relationships, bro. Like, relationships ain't working. Everyone is trying to protect themselves now. We can't even trust other people now. I feel like other people are shady. We That's why if you go on Facebook and you see a post of someone saying that you shouldn't trust anyone, that post is going to have a lot of likes. Why? Because people can't really be trusted now. Relationships ain't working. Lack of trust is proof that relationships ain't working. It means that we've been hurt. We have trusted before and realized that no, it doesn't really work. This movie sucks. Dude, don't even mention it. Do you know what black pill is? Yeah, yeah, I know about the black pill philosophy. You're right, brother. Keep growing. Thanks, thanks. I think this is the second comment asking me if I know about the black pill. But it's the same person, basic as. No, I know a lot about the black pill philosophy. The thing is, my only problem with the black pill philosophy is that it doesn't recognize the struggles that women have to go through. Right? It's like it's only us men who struggle when it comes to relationships. But the truth is that even women are struggling. Remember, we are wired differently. Men are wired differently. Women are wired differently. So they have their own needs, right? There are things that they expect from us as men, and there are things that we expect from them. So it doesn't really work. Like, the thing is, sometimes you might find that. Okay, let me give you this simple example, right? Let's say you had no money and you wanted something that actually costs money. The person who has it might not give it to you for free because it costs money, right? And you might feel like, look, I can do things for you. Like, I can repay you in other ways. Just give me what I want, but then what you want actually costs money. So how are you going to feel if you don't have money? You might start to feel like that person is bad because what you want actually requires money. Like, they put a price on what you want. So that's kind of like what's going on. Like, guys want something from women, and now I'm not it's not just about money actually, but guys want something from women and women want something from men, and you find that they can't give women what they want, And because they can't give women what they want, women are like, nope, I'm only going to get what I want from these guys. But also, there are many women who are not really loved, who are not even offered what they want. They don't really have options. It's life, man. You know, everyone deals with this shit. And that's why I'm saying, don't be creating new humans. It's completely unnecessary. Like, there's absolutely no reason for you to be creating a new human, you know. Just do your time. And that's how I look at it. Like, I'm just doing time here. I will suffer, go through what I need to go through, and I'm not creating another person. There's no way I'm creating another person. This sucked so bad for me to create another person. Gray ape. My whole life, it's like I've been in a late night porn showing surrounded by sub five men that are waking off. What does that really mean? Since when did YouTube look like Instagram? Does it look like Instagram? I think Instagram life is a bit different. Skating has been such a nice escape. I've always wanted to skate, but where I live, it's not easy to do that. Robert Migrant, so glad I'm an a internationalist, dude. That's one of the, like, the fact that I've discovered antinatalism. That's what gives me peace, right? Just knowing that I know what I know. So I look back at what I've been through, and I'm like, it's okay that I've had to go through what I've went through because I've realized what I realized. Like, that's the only thing that makes it okay. Because if maybe I experienced life differently, I wouldn't have had enough time to think, right? To think deeply enough to actually, realize deeper truth. Like, it's not easy to, realize what we have realized. Not that many people can realize what we've realized. That's why when you tell people about antinatalism, it's not easy for them to agree with you. They might agree with you 10 years later, 20 years later, but it's not easy for them to just agree with you because it sounds very radical. But once you start understanding that antinatalism makes sense, like, it will make sense to you your whole life. I remember I made a video where I said that there's no such thing as an ex-internatalist. Like, I've never had someone saying that they're an ex-internatalist. Listen, you can, if you know anyone who's an ex-internatalist, please comment and tell me their story. I'll respond to you because it's, I don't think it's possible. Like, how can you become an internationalist and become an ex-internationalist? Like, how does that even happen? I've seen ex-vegans, I've seen ex-Christians, ex-Muslims, but I've never seen an ex-internationalist. Once you become an internationalist, you know that you are right. There's no going back. Rose B. Hi, Benedict time. You're cutie. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Involuntary inception. The universe is not math. Being able to communicate an idea with math does not make it real. Math is a tool, a useful one, but it's just a tool. Yeah, I actually agree with you. I actually agree with you. I think it's most likely that consciousness is fundamental, and consciousness wouldn't, like, really, require math. I think math is a language that we use as humans to try to understand the world, but it doesn't, like, if consciousness is fundamental, it will mean that for it to make sense to us, math must actually make sense to us, right? Like, we must use math to make reality make sense to us. but reality itself does not rely on math. Vasily Agi, I'm here again to remind you that it's not so bad, even if you do reincarnate. Cupboard, like cupboard. You know what keeps me going is the fact that I'm getting older. Right? It's not like I'm getting younger. I'm getting older, so I know that one day it's going to be over. Like each and every day, I'm getting closer to my death. If I knew that we reincarnate back here, I mean, we don't reincarnate, but if that was true, like if we uh, had to reincarnate back here, and I knew that, I don't know, like I'll be, I don't, I'll be unstable. I'll become unstable. I don't think I'll be okay with that, you know. But knowing that, one day this is going to end, that makes me feel good. It's like if you were in prison and you knew that you were gonna get out one day, so you kept counting the days. Like, okay, I've been here for 5 years. I'm gonna get out. Uh, I mean, I'm supposed to do like 10 years, so I'm gonna maybe get out in 6 years, right? That will make you feel good. That will keep you going. And if they told you that, well, you never get out, never ever. I know you with this physics stuff, but I had this fear of a theistic rebirth too, and I sort of calculated myself out of this problem. You will not have a body for billions of years. No, just uh DM me on Instagram. We'll talk about this. God is joining the fun. I hope God is still here because we've been talking shit about him. So I hope he's still here. Why so serious? What makes you think that reincarnation isn't real though? Because what if it was? Um, the reason why I don't think reincarnation is real is because there's a chance that this is the end, right? There's a chance that this is the end. The second reason why I don't believe reincarnation is real is because if consciousness is fundamental, that's what really makes the most sense to me. It never recreates the same experiences twice. Like you can never have the same experience twice. That's why it is impossible to have the same dream twice. Even the way that you remember what has happened before, you can't really remember it the exact way that it happened. So even if we were eternal, I don't think we would actually come back to this realm. Like would continue to exist, but not in this realm, but in a different realm. So if we're internal, we would not come back to this realm where things are exactly as they are. And if evolution is true, and let me say materialism is true, then there will be no way that we will come back here. It will mean that death is really the end. We just die and that's it. So chances are we don't come back to this mess. What are your thoughts on Alien Elliot Rogers? Who's that? I don't know Alien Elliot Rogers. Maurice July. I think it's my first time seeing this name on this channel. My heart is in pain from bleeding so much. There's this There's this scene from South Park where Stan Marsh was in pain because his girlfriend Heidi broke up with him. And he was like, I'm feeling something here. Like when artists say that their heart is broken, they're not lying. Like there's something that I feel here. I remember I felt that too. Like there's been a point in my life where uh, I was so heartbroken that I literally felt something in my heart. Like there was something in my heart for real. Voyager, everyone struggles. It has nothing to do with gender. Exactly. Doesn't matter if you're a man, it doesn't matter if you're a woman, everyone struggles. And it's better to look at it that way than to say, no, women have it easy, men don't have it easy. Look, there are things that there's advantages to being a man. I mean, let me tell you this. I don't believe okay, you're not gonna like what I'm going to say, especially if you're a woman. I don't believe there's a man who actually wants to be a woman. I mean, unless they felt like they were a woman their whole lives, because there are some people who believe that they were born in the wrong body. But I mean, a man who doesn't feel like they were born in the wrong body, who actually would want to be a woman, like no, because they know that it's not easy being a woman. Like it's not easy. I wouldn't want to be a woman because I don't think it's easy being a woman. I think it's actually easy. It's easier being a man in this world. It's just that men want women and women don't make it easy for them. So that's why they feel like it's not easy being a man. You see? That's the only reason. If we didn't want women, it would be much easier being a man than being a woman. But we're the ones who have to ask for approval from women. Like, hey, I'm here. Do you want me? And if they say no, we're gonna go like, oh yeah, life is not easy for men. We're being rejected. So much is being expected from us by women. But nah, man, life is it's much easier for men. It's actually easier for men than it is for women. I was gonna make a racist joke about banana and watermelon flavored grape juice, but I decided not to. People shouldn't be offended by racism. I mean, unless uh, someone is being oppressed because of their race. But if someone just make racist jokes, it's fine. It's nothing. Anonymous one. But there might be an afterlife, and it might be bad too, bro. Like that scares me. The fact that that is actually possible scares me. The fact that uh, it's possible that this might not be the end, and you might find that if this is not the end, we don't really get to remember what happened here. Like if we don't like this experience, then chances are we're not going to like the experience that we're going to have in the afterlife, and we're not even going to remember that we've had this experience. So we just get tortured and tortured and tortured, and then after the experience that we're going to have, we have another experience and don't even remember that we've lived before. That's scary, man. FWH27. Maybe we are suffering because we live under patriarchy. Men and women are wired differently. Men love to compete. That's why hierarchy exists. Um, I think patriarchy has to do with how we are as people. Like, there's some things that exist only not because of people who are in power, but because of how we are wired as people. in general. Like, for example, hierarchy. Like, even if we decided that we don't want hierarchy to exist, there will be hierarchy. You said there will be hierarchy. You can't get rid of hierarchy. If we decided, let's just say we decided to live together, like as an internationalist, there will be hierarchy, right? There will be some people who be able to do a lot of things that we'll look up to, that will teach us a lot of things, and we'll end up treating them better than we treat other people. We'll end up listening to them more than we listen to other people. We'll end up respecting them more than we respect other people. It's just how we are as people. Loon, I wish I could press the red button on all this shit and it all ends. I wish I was like Thanos, man. I wish I was like Thanos. Um, but I would prefer that people just become conscious enough to realize that this is just not working, and make their own, like, make the decisions to like end this themselves. But it seems like we're too ignorant to reach that realization. Oh, God is here. God is still here. Whoever is reading this will be blessed for the rest of their lives. God might be an NPC, man. I'm telling you. Noah, how do you keep going on? I feel insane in this world because I've seen too much of reality. How do you cope? Um, I try to distract myself as much as possible. I drink sometimes. Um, I like to express myself. That helps me a lot. You know, but being able to express yourself as honestly as you can, that also helps you understand yourself better. Because sometimes you stress because you don't understand yourself. Like, the more you understand yourself, the more you actually get to feel better, because you get to trust yourself more. You know that I feel the way that I feel because of this, because of that, right? It's not because there's something wrong with me, it's because of what I've been through. And if maybe there's something that I can do to change my situation, I'll be able to figure out what that is that can actually help me change my situation. But yeah, man, that's what keeps me going. Being able to express myself, being able to talk to your guys. Like, I talk to a lot of internationalists on Instagram, on on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and even here on YouTube. That helps me a lot, because um, feeling alone, dude, like feeling alone, like it makes you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your own. But if there are people that you communicate with who feel the way that you feel, you know that you're not alone, and you give it one another ideas. Like, hey, maybe try this, right? Read this book, maybe it will help you. Watch this movie. That's what keeps me going. Knowing that we're in this together, that keeps me going. But it really does suck. Being able to keep on going doesn't mean that this is good. It really does suck. But um, it is good to have distractions. Try to do this as long as possible. Maybe we can learn, what we need to learn to truly escape this thing. Who knows? For real, these gender belt lists are so childish. Yeah, that's true, man. Plus, I don't know. Like, as a man, we mustn't complain. Like, as men, we mustn't complain about women like that. Like, I don't. I think that only women should complain about men, but I think men shouldn't complain about women. There's something about that that doesn't seem right. Why so serious? So that means that um, we are in a dream within another dream, right? And could this mean that the other realm be better than this if you had to be in it? Mm, I mean, we've had dreams that were better than other dreams, so that's possible. That's possible. And I think it's better to look at life as some kind of a dream, you know, because we've had dreams, we've had experiences where we believe that we're real, but it turned out it was just a dream. So it's very possible that these two could just be a dream. Give me that purple stuff. Do you know about, like, do you guys drink this, like, Amstel in your country? It's my favorite alcohol, actually. Gray Ape in the third world, show, but I don't agree that women have it harder in the West. Like, the thing is, it depends on values, right? What do women value and what do men value? That's the thing. You might say, well, women have it easy because they can get sex very easily. What if it's not just about that? Uh what if women want some much more than that? Like, what do women really want? Actually, that's what it boils down to. What men want and what women want isn't the same things, right? So it might be easy for women to get what men want, but um, it might not be easy for men to get what they want. So you'd say that, oh, it means that it's easier for women because they can get what I want as a man, right? I mean, you might be horny and you're like, well, I need to have sex with someone, but it's not going to be easy for me to get a woman that's willing to have sex with me. But if a woman right now wanted to have sex with a man, she'll get laid. Like, it will be easy for her. But what if that's not that important to her? So that wouldn't necessarily mean that she has it easier than you. It has to do with what we want. Uh, like, you must also look at it this way. Like, if an animal, right, wanted, like, look at it, like, as humans we seem to have more freedom than our pets. We seem to have more freedom than our pets, but we don't really want the same things. You might find that your pet wouldn't really be happy. I mean, we're not happy as humans, I know, but your pet would feel much more stressed than you when if it had to do the things that you do, or if it had the kind of freedom that you have as a human. So it has to do with what we want. We don't want the same things. That's the only that's why I say that uh I don't like it. What's much more what's more accurate to say is that men and women have it hard right now, not just like men, not just women, like everyone have it hard right now. Like, things are just not working in society. We're not really getting what we want. That is why you find that there are women on TikTok who are complaining about men, and there are men on TikTok who are complaining about women. Things are just not really working. We're not really connecting. We're not meeting each other's needs. You see, the system has made it very hard for men to become providers, you know and it has made it hard for women to learn how to be women. You see, like, things have changed so much that women can't even be women anymore. So things don't work. Like, they don't know their roles, right? Like, okay, what should I do in a relationship? And even, like, men might know what they need to do in a relationship, but they can't be protectors, they can't be providers, they can't really love at this point because they've been through so much. So it doesn't really work. We're not connecting on that level because it's impossible now for most men and women. Well, there are negative any days, but these are most likely caused by not fully disconnecting from your body. Mm, I don't think it's caused by you not fully disconnecting from your body. I think every experience that we have is caused by consciousness, right? Like our mind. And like for example, if you dream, that's caused by your mind. Like your mind creates an experience for you. Like it has nothing to do with your body. So even when you have an ND and experience, it has to do with your mind because all your memories are stored in your mind, right? So the experience that you have is because it's generated from your mind, then you can't really say it has to do with the fact that you didn't totally disconnect from your body. And also realize that there are sometimes you do have good dreams. So would you say that you have good dreams because you've totally disconnected from your body? Like it has nothing to do with that. It seems random. It's like consciousness just creates random experiences for us. Gaza girl, how long have you been live? I've been live for about 1 hour 36 minutes. Potato field forever. I feel like hating this world is a requirement to get out of this place. I remember someone once commented on one of my videos. They said that maybe being an internationalist is actually the way out of this. Like reaching the level of consciousness where you realize how bad this is. Maybe that's the way out of this. Like there's no coming back for you. You can't be stuck here because you're too conscious for this. Because there's absolutely no reason to not hate us. There's no reason for you to say this is good or this is working. It is not. It's never worked. Um, Even if you feel like things are working out for you, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And also, there are people who are truly suffering. Like you shouldn't just look at yourself and be like, things are working out for me. So that means that life is good. Look at what other people are going through, and ask yourself if you would want to go through what they are going through. And if you wouldn't want to go through what they're going through, then that means that this is bad. You were just lucky enough to not suffer that much, but that wouldn't necessarily mean that this is actually good. Joker, the only thing that is real is pain. Dude, like it's so hard to, like when you're in pain, it's so hard to avoid it. Like once you are in, we lost the connection for a while, but now we're back. Yeah, once you are in pain, you are in pain, man. It's hard to heal like instant. Like you don't just heal instantly. It doesn't matter if it's like physical pain or emotional. Like it's hard. You don't just heal like that. So that's why it feels that way. Like the only thing that is real is pain. And it's easy to feel pain. The fact and this is something that's very important to realize, right? It's much easier to make yourself feel the worst pain possible than it is to make yourself feel the best pleasure possible. Isn't that crazy? Like if I wanted to feel the worst pain imaginable, I would be able to feel the worst pain imaginable. Like it would be easy for me to do that. But if I wanted to feel the best pleasure imaginable, I wouldn't be able to. Like, I would have to do a lot of things to actually feel the best pleasure imaginable. Like, if I wanted to be sad right now, I will be able to make myself sad easily. Easily, I would just break my laptop. I would feel sad. But if I wanted to make myself feel happy, what would I do? Like, there's nothing that I can do right now to make myself feel happy. But it's easy to make myself feel sad. That shows you that something isn't really right. That is why internationalists say that there's more pleasure than pain, and it is true. There's more pleasure than pain. Think about today. Do you feel like you've experienced more pleasure? I mean, there's more pain than pleasure. Do you feel like today you've experienced more pleasure than pain, or do you've experienced more pain than pleasure, or you've become numb? Because we do become numb. Now, I feel like I'm so numb that even when bad things happen, I'm like, whatever. It's like I'm used to the best stuff have happening. I don't even care anymore. But I wouldn't say there's something great that has happened today that makes me feel like, oh, life is awesome. Like, no, it's lonely, really. Jesse Shaw, Dumas are the cool kids now. It used to be goth, but the most hardcore goth was still lapping to a degree. Duma chick runs to the. You think being a Duma is cool, right? But it's you can like you can't put goth kids and doom. Let me not even say doomers, but you can't put goth kids and people who speak the truth in the same category. Like, it's not really the same, you know. It's not really the same. I think goth kids just like to look at the negative stuff that are going on and just complain about everything. But what I do is I speak the truth about what's going on, and it just turns out that the truth is just horrible. Right? I'm not focusing on the negative stuff that are happening. I'm telling you what is actually happening, like explaining to you the truth about what is happening. Like, for an example, I can tell you about a relationship between two people, a relationship that seems good, but that's not actually good. I can tell you what makes it not, what makes it bad, right? It's gonna seem like I'm just negative, but I'm actually telling you the truth about that relationship. It could be that the other person is just in it for money. Like, that's bad. But some people might look at it in another way, even if it's not really the case, because people can look at things the way that they want to look at things. You don't have to look at things as they really are. My focus is the truth. I love expressing myself as honestly as possible. Jesse Shaw, hey Benny, and my internationalist fam, how are we doing? Not so great, man. We just fighting. We just fighting. Trying our best to cope, but I can't say we're doing that great. My NDE was horrifying. Tell me more about it. Voyages, thanks to you. I never feel alone after all uh this time. I finally feel understood. Yeah, man, it's better to it's better feeling like there's someone out there who understands how you really feel, bro. Like, one of the worst things that you can go through in life is feeling misunderstood, feeling like other people don't get you, they don't see what you see. Even like when you try to explain to them what you understand, they just don't get you. Like, that's one of the worst things that we can ever go through as humans. Cause 287, this is a very crooked existence. And it gets no better, man. It seems like it will always be this way. and it's always been this way. NTN matters exactly. I do not care about getting a lot of sex, and I am a woman. Yeah, true. Like we have different values. We have different values, so there mustn't be a war between men and women. I don't think it takes us anywhere. You know, we're all going through the same things. Men are lonely, women are lonely. This is just not really working, and it seems to be becoming worse. Right? You'd think that things would be better if there were many humans, but no, dude. We're talking about 8 billion humans. Like there's more than 8 billion humans on Earth, but people feel lonelier than ever, and they can connect. Right? They can connect, man. There's Facebook. I can just be chilling in my room and I can be able to chat with a lot of people, but relationships are not working. It's easy for me to communicate with people who are in the UK, people who are in the US, Canada, but still relationships are not working. You can just talk to anyone. That shows you that something isn't right. You know, life sucks so bad that even relationships can't really work. Um, it's like we have to lie to ourselves to actually make relationships work. Gray ape, I'm just saying women don't have it harder in the West than men. Feel free to disagree. I'll make a video about this actually. I'll make a video about this. Jesse Shaw, exactly Benedictine. That 2-year-old level of not being able to put yourself in another person's shoes is the cause of a lot of suffering. Exactly. I must be able to see things from other people's perspective. I must be able to see other people's pain. Like, what have they been through? What do they want? What are their needs? Because we don't want the same things. What are their needs? What are their values? The truth is that everyone is in pain, man. Everyone is in pain. We all feel misunderstood. It just differs with degrees. Like if you are too real, you'll feel more misunderstood than people who are fake. But still, everyone kind of feel alone to a certain extent. Why so serious? Did you know astral projection is real and you could turn it into you could turn into a ghost? No, astral projection is real. I've never had like I've never astral projected, but I've been super close to astral projection. Like I've been very close, but then I pulled back. I was scared. I was scared of the experience because it was my first time, so I kind of like held back. I was like, I'm not sure what's going on, so I held back. I hate it when people try to undermine other people's suffering and say that they went through worse. Like that's basically proving our point. Um, each and every person is having a subjective experience. I can go through something that seem very bad, but you find that I don't feel like it's a big deal, right? And I can go through something that other people think that it's not a big deal, and I feel like it's a big deal. Like that can happen. So we just have to listen to people, listen to what they say. If a person says, "Hey, this is too hard for me," then we must listen. You mustn't say, "Nah, it's nothing compared to what I went through." No, listen to what they're saying. There are people who have ended their lives just because, I mean, because they went through something that a lot of people felt like was nothing, and they didn't try to help them, and they just decided to exit because they knew that they were in a lot of pain. Just that other people just didn't understand that. The ratio of females to male internalists is the same. Yeah, I think so. Alone, this world is scary. You can scream, but no one hears you. They ridicule you. The fact that most people are suffering in silence because they know that if they try to like speak out, no one is gonna like really be willing to listen. That tells you something. Like it's not easy to talk about how you feel. In fact, most people who are in pain don't really talk about how they feel. My alcohol is finished. I need to go and get another can. I am a goth kid, by the way, and we don't do that. We just enjoy the darker side of life. Now, no judgment. I don't know much about goth kids. I don't know that much about goth kids, but I do like the swag though. I do like the swag. There's this girl that sang this song called "Sad World" in one of, I think it was on Voice, like on the Voice, right? Yeah, I think it was on the Voice. I really liked the performance. I just forgot her name, but she's a goth kid. She killed it. So I like the swag. But as an internalist, I focus on truth. I don't like really focus on the negative stuff. Like to me, it's about the truth. That is why even now I'm telling y'all that men and women are going through the same thing. I'm not being like, hey, women are having it easier than men, blah blah blah. Like no, men and women are actually going through like they're suffering. Everyone is suffering in the world. We just have to put ourselves in everyone's shoes. Like men have to put themselves in our shoes. I mean, men have to put themselves in the shoes of women, and women have to put themselves in our shoes. That's when we'll see that everyone is actually suffering in the world. Things are not really working out. Gray ape. Goth use pain and negativity as an aesthetic, yeah. They must live and breathe their pain every day. It's not a shirt we put on and take off when we come home. Nah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Faisal. Benedict, may man, oh my man, how are you? No, I'm feeling better because I'm drinking. I'm feeling better because I'm drinking. Hopeless one. Heaven awaits us if we just put our faith in God. Why would you want to go to heaven though? Like, this is a very important question. Like, why would you want to go to heaven? We're talking about a place where you'll have to be praising God like 24/7 because that's what heaven is about. It's about praising God. You won't really be living for yourself, you'll be living for God, basically. So why would you really want to be in heaven? Why would you even assume that heaven is better than earth? I mean, this sucks, but um looking at how heaven is like how they describe heaven in the Bible, I think heaven is worse than earth. I know this sounds crazy, but I think heaven is actually worse than earth. Come and think about it, man. You'll be praising God 24/7. That's slavery. That's if they say that heaven is a place where you can be free and you can experience whatever you want to experience, you can manifest whatever you want to manifest, I would say that is beautiful. But that's not that's not heaven. Squares. I can't pronounce this name. Square. And it's just that I can't translate. It's not English, and I like YouTube hasn't given me the option to translate this. Shy Deo. I've been single since the womb, and I'm likely till the tomb. I like how you put it. I've been single since the womb, and I'm likely to be single until the tomb. That's a nice rhyme. How old are you? Bucci. It's getting worse. Maybe we need group therapy. Man, you know what the problem with that is that it's only gonna help us for that time only. But then we'll still have to go back and face the real world and get traumatized again. So it's not really the answer. People just have to realize that this is just not working. It's a bad movie. There's no meaning behind anything, so there's no point to it. That's just what people need to realize at the end of the day. We need to stop lying to ourselves. It, doesn't really help. Potato feels forever. While this world is bad, it also feels scripted. Yeah, man. I've always felt like I was not in control of my life. Like there was someone who planned for things to happen before they happen. Like it does feel scripted. Have you ever had an experience that felt too convenient to be like really real and random like that? You're like, nah, something is off. So I feel you. This reality does feel scripted. That's why some people actually think that we might be in a simulation. But I think it makes more sense to believe that the loose farm theory, like there are some beings that are feeding off our energy, so they are making sure that we suffer, right? They're making sure that we go through pain so that they will feed off our energy because we release a lot of energy when we're in pain. Makes sense. Insane beat junkie. Not only are people single, we are awkward towards each other, and technology is waging us apart. It's not technology that's really waging us apart, but yeah, we are awkward towards one another because we know how we are. Like we have seen the truth about ourselves. We know how mean people are. We know how judgmental people are. Like it's not easy to be free around people who are judgmental. Like I'm very free around people who understand me, bro. Like I'm so free. I don't feel awkward around them. I'm free to be myself, to speak my truth because I know that they don't judge me. But if I'm around people who judge me, I don't feel free. And because people are so judgmental in the world, because people don't love one another in the world, we don't really feel free around one another. So yeah, that's why. I wouldn't say technology is dividing us. I think it's exposing us. I think it makes more sense to say that technology is exposing us. Like it's showing us who we are. Maybe it's not easy for people to say how they really feel in person, but online they can say how they really feel. So it's exposing us. It's not really like dividing us. Vasily Egi, I'm drinking as well today. Cheers. Yeah, man, that helps. That helps. That helps. Lo, it makes me sad that they ended it thinking they were the problem when it was the world and the diluted motherfuckers that surrounded them. Yeah, that's the thing. Um, like one of the biggest questions that you need to ask yourself if you don't feel okay is if you are the one with the problem or if it's the people around you. People are not conscious, man. It sucks. Like I think we are underestimating how ignorant people are. Like we look at other people and we're like, here's the thing, we project, right? You think other people are operating at your level of awareness. Like, bro, people are unconscious. People are really that ignorant. Some people are incapable of understanding the truth and they will abuse you because they are so ignorant. And you take that personal, right? Because of how you view the world. So you feel like they feel the way that you feel. Let me put it this way. It's like if you believe that dogs were as conscious as you are and you saw them barking at you, how would you feel? You think, oh, these dogs are bad. Why are they barking at me? You're not realizing that, well, dogs are less conscious than you are. They're just dumb. They're territorial. They just think that they own the place and you are invading the territory. So they are barking at you. So some humans are so unconscious that they behave like animals, but because you look at them and you're like, oh, there's a human being like me, and you expect them to be as conscious as you are, when they do shit that doesn't make sense, that hurts you, right? So some people end up ending their lives because they put some humans in a pedestal, not realizing that some people are just not conscious. Can you imagine if a snake tried to bite you and you took that personal, like, yo, it's a big deal, a snake tried to bite me, that means that this snake is evil, blah blah blah. Like, no, it's just a snake. Snakes are just like that. John Max, I think it might be my first time seeing you here. My biggest problem in my life is my chronic insomnia. I basically don't sleep anymore, so I spend restless restless nights with my own mind as companion. Yo, that seems bad, man. I can't even imagine what it's really like to have insomnia. I mean, life sucks. Can you imagine that you have a bad day, like you go through a lot during the day, and then you can't sleep. I remember back in 2018 when I was like dealing with depression. I wasn't able to sleep, but I wouldn't say that I had insomnia. I was just too depressed, so I wasn't able to sleep like at all. I wasn't able to sleep. Like it sucked. Being able to sleep is good because you are able to rest your mind, and sometimes you'll have dreams that make you feel better. You know, you can have a dream because when you're having a dream, you believe that it's real, so you might feel better and forget about reality, forget about what's happening in this world. So if you can't sleep at all, like it's hell. It's hell. Radical man, I miss 2022. Why do you miss 2022? Like, what made 2022 better than I mean, yeah, things are actually getting worse, but I don't feel like 2022 was better. It's like things have been becoming worse since 2020. Insane beat junkie. The world sometimes feels like the movie The Truman Show. I think I think I might actually have like what they call the true man syndrome. Like sometimes I do have a feeling that we're being watched. Not just me, but some people are being. I actually like. I feel like they are being watched. Like there's some people who might know what is actually going on, and they're watching some people. Like he, kind of, it makes sense if you think about it. The fact that we don't know what's going on should actually make us suspicious. Kes 287. Have you ever played a game called Max Payne? It has a very sober mood, and sort of suits the mood of life. No, I've never played it. I've like the thing is, like when I play a game, I become very dizzy. I don't know if it has to do with the graphics, but I become very dizzy. It's like dizzy. It's like when I'm watching a video on my phone, and maybe the resolution is not good. I feel very dizzy, or the stabilization is not good. I mean, like now, at least the phones that they are making, the cameras have better stabilization, like digital stabilization. But if I watch a phone that was a video that was recorded like 10 years ago, like with a cell phone, I'll become very dizzy. I'll feel like I'm about to throw up and feel very weak. So that's what happens when I'm playing a game. I feel very weak. So I don't like playing games because of that. Hopeless one. I can't wait to go back to the Lord. Who is the Lord? And are you talking about the Lord that probably created this, or you mean that you are lost here and you want to go back to the Lord? Like you are lost. It's This world was not created by your Lord. You are just lost. Because if it's the same Lord that created this, I don't think you should trust him. Insane being junkie. The most confusing conundrum is an educated person who is not conscious. They are very intelligent, but they have a blind spot for anything true. Truth interaction with them will drive you insane. Some people are not intelligent, they're just able to memorize a bunch of stuff. So you assume that they are intelligence. Intelligence is being able to form your own opinions about what you've memorized. It's not just about memorizing a bunch of stuff. I know people who know the whole Bible, like for real. Like they know every verse in the Bible. But when you ask them to form an opinion about a particular scripture, they can't. They can't form an opinion. All they can do is memorize. So you cannot say that is intelligence. You must be able to form your own opinions. What do I think about this? What do I think about what I've read? That's true intelligence. Why so serious? Spirituality is real, bruh. Demons could attack you outside this realm. Yeah, man, we must keep an open mind. We cannot say there are no demons. We cannot say there are no aliens. We cannot say that there are no entities that are trying to attack us. I've had experiences that made me go like, damn, like there was something. I mean, I've had experiences where I felt like I was being kidnapped by some beings. Like it felt so real. It- Like ever had an experience where like someone entered your room while you were sleeping and then you woke up, and when you woke up they try to do something to you and then you woke up again. and you're like, was that really a dream or that really did happen? Why did it have to happen in my room? Because if it was just a dream, it should have just happened anyway. Like everything was the way that it was in my dream. Like my TV was where it is right now. My fridge was where it is. Like everything was where it's supposed to be. Like we need to keep an open mind when it comes to this reality. You cannot tell yourself that you know things. Like never pick like one way of viewing life and only view life that way. Like don't be narrow minded, keep an open mind. That's when you'll actually have a better chance of understanding what might actually be going on. So you're right. Demons might actually be real. I've had experiences that you know made me think that there might be some entities. They might not really be like the Christian vision of demons, right? But it might just be some entities that are trying to manipulate us in some ways. Hopeless one, Jesus is almighty. You don't know that. You don't know that hopeless one. Keep an open mind. You cannot just believe everything that you read. They made you love a guy that you don't even know. I used to tell Christians that, man, how can you say you love Jesus when you don't even love other people? I love Jesus so much. People post on their WhatsApp status like, "Oh, I love Jesus. I love Jesus." What do you mean you love Jesus? Do you know Jesus? When we were growing up, they showed us this picture of a white man, called him Jesus. I remember I saw a post on Facebook from the guy who played Jesus, like in one of the most famous Jesus movies, saying that he's not Jesus. Because some people had, like some black people where I live, had the picture of him in on their bedrooms, like praying to that guy. It's so sad, man. It's so fucking sad. Like, what do you mean you love Jesus, man? What does that even mean? Like, life sucks so bad that you love a fictional character. That would be like me saying that I love Thanos. Like, I love Thanos so damn much. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, let's grow up, man. It's like that doesn't help us in any way as a collective. Like that's what's holding us back. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm telling y'all that people are not operating at the same level of awareness. We need to grow up. It's not helping us. You say it's some about gothic girls singing. That's a fact. The most of us don't just focus on negativity. We use the negativity to make art or music and stuff. Dude, I wish I can remember her name. Like she's very good, man. She's very good. She was singing the Mad World song. Like it's one of my favorite songs. Like she killed it. It's actually my favorite cover of that song. In fact, that's my favorite performance of that song. Right? She killed it. She killed it. She killed it. So I love the swag. I love the swag. I also like the fact that they like it. Like both kids like being by themselves like that. Like they don't just like hang out with anyone. They like being by themselves. Uh, like I like goth kids on South Park. Right, they like being by themselves. They were funny, but I think they didn't call themselves goth kids. There's another word. Like it's like they're true. They are confused with another group. They just forgot the group. John Max, I've been in hell for so long. I'm now comfortable with it. No, that's actually funny. Like you're so used to this experience that you're like, whatever. But that's the thing. Like, think of a person who had to be in prison for more than 30 years. They're comfortable now, but on their first day, they're stressed. Like anyone, any person on their first day in prison, they will stress a lot. But after some few years, you are used to it. It's your home. You know what's going on. You know how to survive. So you're like, hey, it is what it is. I miss 1999 when I wasn't even born. Like, you know what's gonna happen? I predict that by the year 2050, even kids that are between the ages of like 5 and 10 are going to hate this. Like, it's gonna suck so bad that even like little kids are gonna be like, okay, this shit is not working. Like, it's not just going to be people in their 20s that are gonna be like, nah. It's gonna be little kids. They're gonna realize that nah, it's not working. You know, people, kids and teenagers are gonna be like, nah, this is not working, because it's not, and it's becoming worse. I mean, with the rise of AI, we're not going to be needed. That's the thing. Like, we're not going to be needed. You know, AI will be replacing us, so it's going to be harder for people to like really get the kind of jobs that they really want and have money. You know, no one is going to give you money, you know, because we feel like technology is improving our lives, right? What's going to happen is that as technology improves, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and when they lose their jobs, they're not going to be able to take care of themselves. So yes, technology is going to improve, but it's only the people who have money who will be able to use technology. Poor people will just suffer. So technology doesn't necessarily improve the quality of life, because the majority of people suffer because of technology. So that's why that's the reason why a lot of people are unemployed. It's because of technology. If there was no technology, a lot of people would be employed, and their lives would be, a bit meaningful. But the truth is that this sucks. Insane big junkie. Sometimes when I sleep and I wake up pissed, like not like this place again. I'm serious. Some people like you get to pass away in their sleep. Oh, you mean like when you sleep? Sometimes you wake up and be like, "Damn, I'm still here. When is this going to end?" But I think dying in your sleep is not good. I think it will be better to know when you're going to die. You know, prepare yourself and make and like exit peacefully. I don't feel like that's a peaceful exit. I think if reincarnation was possible, people would reincarnate back because they died when they weren't ready to die. So they felt like there's something that they had to do, I guess. You know, so a peaceful exit is actually the best way to die. Like, that's the perfect way to die. It's knowing exactly when it's going to happen and be ready for it. Southwest is back. I remember Southwest, man. You've won me over. Give up, everyone. It's all hopeless. It's it's being sarcastic. No one is telling anyone to give up. Like, this is not about giving up. This is about waking up, right? It's not about giving up. There's nothing that we're trying to accomplish as a species. That's something that you must realize. There's nothing that we're really working towards. There's no goal. There's no purpose to this. So it has nothing to do with giving up. It has everything to do with waking up. It's like if you were addicted to drugs and someone told you that you should stop doing drugs, it wouldn't be you giving up. It will be you waking up. It will be you realizing that, oh damn, these drugs are making my human experience very horrible. So I must give up. I must just wake up, not give up. There's nothing that we're waking towards. There's the thing. Like, what are we really giving up on? If you really think about it, it's just people waking up and realizing that this is not really working. We've just been lying to ourselves about what's going on. Loon, when I hear people say God bless or speak so highly of Christian God, I think of those evil verses they skip over. He's a disgusting God. People are hypocrites, man. People are hypocrites. Like, people overlook the fact that there was a time where the things that are written in the Bible actually happened. But I'm not talking about like specific things that are written in the Bible, but I mean these things that are written in the Bible are based on real events, like like people will get crucified. So it might be there might not have been a guy called Jesus who got crucified. Who knows? Maybe that didn't really happen, but people did get crucified in the past. There've been women who've been killed because they were considered sluts, like they got stoned because they were considered sluts. There have been women who've been raped by men because of Christianity, because of the verses that are written in the Bible. Like, women have had to go through a lot throughout history because of these religions. Christianity is like this Abrahamic religions that make zero sense. Like, they forget that there've been lots of horrible things that actually did happen because of these religions. Like, it's not just about what's going on now. Yes, we are more conscious now as humans, and we've come up with better laws. And I love that. Like, I can give us credit for that, that the laws now are actually better than they were back then. But that doesn't really mean that this is actually a good experience, because humans never really evolved. The only reason why they are better than they used to be back then is because they're afraid of the consequences of being bad. The ultimate reductionist. Well said, Benedictine. Amen. Thanks, thanks. Southwest. Yeah, life sucks so bad, dude. You are the best. I refuse to believe that you're not being sarcastic, because you were saying a lot of negative things on the last live. I remember you because of that. The ultimate reductionist. I'm 60 years old, American green, atheist, vegan, and internationalist. How long have you been a vegan? How long have you been an internationalist? Infinity Corridors 108. I've never seen anybody who is green before. I think this is a response to reductionist. Why so serious? The entities like to suck on our energy. I've heard that before. No bullshit. Yeah, man. In a world like this, that is very possible. There could be some entities that we do not see that feed off our energy, and that's why my advice to y'all guys is that you try to detach yourself as much as possible from things that hurt you, right? Like when you feel like something is causing you pain, you try your best to like detach yourself. Because like when you look at the way things work, you can't really say there ain't some entities that are trying like, you know, drain us in some ways. You know, there's a part of me that believes that Gnosticism is true, right? Because Gnostics believe that we don't live in the real world. This is a simulation, and there are entities that are showing us what they want us, what hurts us. Let me put it that way. It's like if you watch the series The Three Body Problem, aliens will show people what they wanted to show them in order to manipulate them, in order to make them feel a certain way, in order to make them do certain things. So that makes sense. Like Gnosticism really makes sense, and uh, it's something that like Christian Gnostics like lived like a long time ago, but it still makes sense. Like it's more relevant today, actually, you know, because they believe that we live in a fake world. At the time, there were no simulations, but now we know that it's possible to actually create a simulation of this world. So it does make sense. It does make a lot of sense. Opulence. What does Chawala Bam mean? I wonder as well. Is there someone with that name? Do you believe that some people are just not comparable? They might be your parent or sibling, but you keep fighting. You need to move away and stay away. Yeah. I was thinking about that a lot. I think some people are not comparable, and it has nothing to do with one of them being bad or both of them being bad, but they're just not compatible. Like like their relationship just wouldn't work because they view life differently. They have different values. Like compatibility is very important in relationships. In fact, relationships that work are relationships where people are actually compatible. Because when people are not compatible, they actually become toxic. Like that's how toxic relationship are birthed, right? Two people who are not compatible, forcing things, trying to make things work that cannot work. So compatibility is super important when it comes to relationship. Things shouldn't be forced. You know, you 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 and your partner must just be willing to uh, do things that work for the both of you. Like, it mustn't be something that is forced. It mustn't be like it mustn't get to a point where you are telling your partner that, hey, you don't do this, you don't do that, or you did this, you did that, and then you get angry. Like that's a sign that you're not compatible. There was this one show I watched where this guy died and was brought back, and his brain was uploaded to some computer. That's terrifying. I watched the recap of that show, but I think he signed up for that. I think he signed up for that. Yo, I've been drinking a lot. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a minute. Southwest. Now I don't think you are being sarcastic. So thanks. Loan life. Like if you don't agree, then why you on the channel? Come on, use logic. You don't agree with the stuff. Why you stick around? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think people who say that they don't agree with me, they want, like, they see that I make a lot of sense, so they want, it's like they want me to save them somehow. It's like they see that, hey, this guy makes sense, so say they try to say something against what I'm saying to see if, like, they're trying to, how do I put this? It's like if you a Christian but then you have doubts, and there's a person who's telling you that Christianity is not true, you're going to ask them a lot of questions. You're going to test them a lot to see if they are right. So I think that's what some people are trying to do. They see that I make a lot of sense. That is why yeah. Last night I didn't say a comment that said anything against what I was saying. Even today, I've not seen a comment that said anything against what I'm saying. People will just attack me as a person, but they can't really say anything against what I'm really saying. Cause 287, yeah, my family is very twisted. Like if you grew up in a household with like people who are not twisted, like that's you're lucky. You're lucky because people truly do go through hell. Like some families are really that toxic, bro. Like there's no love, there's no peace, there's abuse 24/7. Life sucks, but can you imagine living with people who are very abusive? So you go out into the world and realize that life actually sucks. You go through hell and then you go back home. Like that's the place where you're supposed to be okay. But then you find yourself having to live with people who are truly toxic. Like that truly sucks, man. Joker, have you tried Bob's Burgers? Are you referring to that animated TV show Bob's Burgers? There's this scene from Bob's Burgers. I think it's was it even the first episode where Bob like he was like it. I think something bad has happened, so he went outside and look at his family right inside the restaurant, and he started talking and saying something like I failed in life. I failed at life. I failed at marriage. My kids are failures, and I'm not attractive. Oh, I was attractive a little bit when I was in high school, but I got fat. I'm not attractive. Like I thought that was funny. I thought that was really funny. Like that's I think that's the best scene from Bob's Burgers, bro. Lona getting stronger. You always hear the saying, too good to be true, but Noah's flood is too bad. Okay, this is like the first time like I laughed this hard on a life. Like that's really funny, but it's true. Like the story is too bad to be true. Like it doesn't make sense. You can't tell me that every animal, like you can't put, bro, lions cannot coexist with gazelles. They cannot coexist with rabbits. Like it doesn't work that way. Like it would have been crazy, man. And besides, who can build a boat that can survive that kind of flood. We're talking about a flood that wiped everything off. Like, how can a boat survive that? I don't think that will even be possible now. And we're talking about one man. I mean, who built that, or maybe build that with his family. But come on, you really think like 100 people can build something like that? So we're talking about a time when we were not this advanced, right, to be able to create something like that. But even if we're this advanced, how do we create something like that? I mean, the Titanic sank, bruh. There was like when like 100 years ago, right? Yeah, like the story of Noah is supposed to have happened like a long time ago. Like, it doesn't make sense, man. But this is funny. This is really funny. Um, I hope I don't forget this. You always hear that something is too good to be true, but Noah's flood is too bad to be true. Like, this is funny. I hope I don't forget this. Loon says she'll praise the button because 99% of humanity is like Southwest. I feel you. I feel you. But I thought Southwest was, understanding some of the things we're saying. But maybe he just likes to beef. I don't know. Seth, I love you in a non-gay way. Thanks, man. Thanks. Plateau, Plato's ego. Anti-natalism videos get views. Um, Asthma get views too, but not story videos. Um, Antinatalism videos get views when big channels make videos about antinatalism, and that makes me curious because it seems like people, like, when they hear about antinatalism, they are willing to watch, they are willing to listen, but it's like YouTube doesn't want to promote this kind of videos. Like, I have a feeling that YouTube doesn't want to promote these kind of videos. That is why if you create an internet, like a channel about antinatalism, your watch time is going to be high, but your subscribers, like, here's the thing: if you create a YouTube channel, right, you're supposed to get most, okay, like, to get monetized on YouTube, let me put it this way: to get monetized on YouTube, you're supposed to have 1,000 subscribers and 400 um 4,000 watch hours. But you might actually reach the 400,000 watch hours before you reach 1,000 subscribers, because YouTube doesn't seem to be promoting videos about antinatalism. Most YouTubers will reach like 5K before they reach the 4,000 watch hours to get monetized. So I don't know. I think YouTube is not promoting videos on antinatalism, and I don't know why. Maybe people don't know enough about it and they're not searching about antinatalism. I don't know, because it seems like that's how algorithms work. Like, it depends on how many people are searching about a particular topic. But um, yeah, internationalism videos do get views, because people are interested in truth on a subconscious level, even if they're going to say, hey, I don't agree, but they do sense that, okay, what's being said actually does make sense, and they don't want it to be true, and they want a person who's speaking the truth to fumble, so that they'll say, okay, you see, you were not speaking the truth, that's why you fumbled. Infinity Corridors 108. This life in this realm is not intelligently designed, it's stupidly designed. Or evilly designed, if that's a word. Like, if this was created to be good, it was stupidly designed. If this was created to be a prison, then it was cleverly designed, because it is the perfect prison. Like, as a prison, it's perfect, but as a world where people are supposed to be free and be happy and enjoy their lives, like, it's horrible. Like, like the worst world that you can live in. Or else, I don't know what's wrong with me. No matter what I try, I can't enjoy life. Do you have advice? Um, maybe you're too real. Maybe you're too real and too honest with yourself. It's like to enjoy this experience, you have to lie to yourself. Like you kind of have to lie to yourself to some degree, because what's there to enjoy? If you're truly going to be honest with yourself, what's there to be enjoyed? To be enjoyed, relationships. If you know the truth about relationships, it's going to be hard for you to enjoy relationships. What is it? Your job. If you know the truth about your job, it's going to be hard for you to enjoy this. So you're too real. That's the thing. Insane, bit junky. I hate YouTube gurus say we asked to be here. Yo, I've always hated people who say that we asked for this, and not. I mean, like not like hate them in a toxic way, but I mean like I hate that they think that we asked to be here. I think they're just trying to scam people. You see, if someone makes an extraordinary claim, they has to provide an extraordinary proof. If you're going to say we're asked to be here and you have direct knowledge of that, provide something, provide proof, perform some magic, show us that you got some superpowers. But if it's just an average person just telling us that we chose to be here, we mustn't really trust them, especially if they're asking for money. Most of these people who tell people that they're asked to be here are asking for money. People who speak the truth don't really ask for money. On this channel, I don't remember asking for money. I've never asked for money from anyone, like at all. Like even when I do lives, I don't go like, oh, please donate or whatever. Like I don't even ask for money because what I'm really interested in is the truth. I tell you the truth. That's it. Like as long as you listen, that's good enough for me because it is the truth. That's what keeps me going. It's being able to express myself as honestly as I can and knowing that there are people out there who really understand what I understand. It's not about the money. It doesn't help. I think my battery is low, like 15%. Dude, this life was long and I didn't think it was going to be this long because I've been drinking like a lot. I'm super drunk, but I don't even look drunk. Like I've drank since like 10 a.m. in the morning, and this is like 5%. But I think I might do this life until my battery dies. No, so it's like 15%. So my battery is gonna die soon. I just hope YouTube saved this life, or maybe it's gonna give me a warning around like 5%. So I'll just end the life. Mr. Warrior, anyone here still? You left and then you came back. Insane bit junkie. I would never ask to come to this. There's no. That's why I say it doesn't make sense that when people say that some people ask to be in this place, I don't see how a conscious person will ask to be in this place. Think about this, right? If someone created a simulation and they say that you can go and live in that simulation, would you agree? They told you that, well, you're gonna forget that there's this world, whatever. You just live in that simulation. I don't think you'll agree as a conscious person. Yeah, dumb people would agree, but you wouldn't agree as a conscious person. You'd be like, nope. Why would I want to go and live inside a damn simulation? For what reason? The only reason why you would want to live in a simulation is if this world was that horrible. So if base reality was too horrible and there was no way out, maybe you would choose this. But that will be the only reason. Will be the reason will be that okay, base reality is too damn horrible, so you wanna come to this, you know. But I don't think base reality will be. that horrible? What would make it horrible? I think this is just evil. It's an evil experience. We might just be in a fallen state of consciousness, be in a prison of some sort, or be part of some experiment. But it like, no matter how hard I try to believe that this might be a good experience, I don't believe that it's a bad experience. It's We're not here for a good reason. Hopeless one, you lose nothing by repenting and having faith. No, you actually lose a lot by repenting and having faith. Trust me. You lose your sanity. You lose your sanity. You become an irrationally minded person. You become crazy. It's just that people who are very religious, even when they're crazy, society deems them sane, right? But they are actually crazy. Like people who speak in tongues, for an example, like speaking in tongues, you cannot tell me that that's a, that's not a mental illness of some sort. Like if you heard people speaking in tongues, bro, claiming that they're speaking to God, like those, I can't even speak in tongues. Like I can't even mimic what they say. Like I can't. It's madness, really. But we pretend as if it's not madness. Nah, it is madness. People, they pray for people and they fall down and start rolling around. Sometimes they move like snakes. Sometimes they eat grass. Like that happens in Africa a lot, actually. Like that's madness. So by having faith, you lose your sanity. You'll actually become insane. So that cannot be a good thing. Shouldn't be something that uh, we should be proud of as a society. It's pure mad. It's madness. Hopeless one says, "I will pray for you all." Come on, man, wake up! Like I don't like you don't realize that time for religion is over. There was a time where religion was actually powerful, but people are waking up. I think people in Europe uh, have been able to overcome, like most people in Europe have been able to overcome religion. I think it's only in Africa where people are still behind, but there's hope, because people like me exist. There's hope. I think we've just been through a lot as a continent that it's people still believe in this stuff, but come on, man. Insane bit junkie. People who don't agree are trying to debunk the truth instead of just ignoring us and listening to things they don't agree with. Uh, they're not even trying to debunk what I'm saying. They're just, I wouldn't even say that trolling. I don't even know what they're doing, really. Because um, I do actually like it when people try to come up with like a constructive criticism against what I'm saying, so that I'll show them that no, man, you're not right. But that's not even what they're doing. I think some people just want attention. They know that I'm right. Like the truth is unfalsifiable. You can't really disprove truth. Southwest says, "Don't listen to the haters, Benedict Science." Thanks. I only pay attention to haters because I want to help them. I want to wake them up. Like that's the only reason. Loan. That's what I don't get, Bennington. If they know you saying real shit, then why attack you though? What's even the benefit of doing that? People are fucking slow. Yeah, that's a very good question. I don't remember going to anyone's channel and attacking them if I don't like agree with them. Like it doesn't happen. Uh, and if I like if I wanted to do that, I will come up with a constructive argument against what they're saying. I wouldn't just attack them as a person. Like there's nothing to gain in the end, and uh, people like me have been through hell and back. Like we don't feel shit. You can say anything about me. Like I genuinely don't feel shit. So it's pointless, and I think if you try to attack a person who's been through so much, you can even sense that this person won't really feel shit. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's just I think it's just like them just wanting attention. That's good. I think that's a way to cope. Some people cope because by just like attacking people and getting attention. It's part of this matrix. It happens. That's why you mustn't take anything personal. And tame. Hopefully, I'm not late. You'll join the next one. We might do a live tomorrow, but can't promise you anything. Because I think the battery is low. Let's say it's around 13%. So this live will end soon. But this is the longest live that we've ever done. Like 2 hours 53 minutes. Like it's the longest live that we've ever done. Infinity corridors. Believing in religions and saviors does have a cost. It costs you your rationality, and for some people, it costs them their intellectual honesty as well. 100%. I think it's responding to hopeless. Yeah, hopeless one. Yeah, it's true. Like it does cost you a lot. Your intelligence also, like you just become dumb. Like it doesn't help. It doesn't. Maybe it helps you cope, but that's it. It just helps you cope, but then it's not a good thing because if you're not seeing reality as it really is, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. So it's better that you see the truth and find ways to cope after seeing the truth, so that you don't make unnecessary mistakes. That's what's actually better. Insane beat junkie and Noah possibly had the ability to record DNA for future cloning. Right, because of the Nephilim, like he was working with aliens. Mm, well, if that was true, then they would have wrote about that in the Bible. So what we are basing like our opinions on what we've read, not on what we think might have been possible or how things would have worked. And life sucks so bad that people are saying like, but that's true, and that shows you how bad things are. Like the fact that people are single, man. People are living with cats. People are living with dogs. They're like, I don't want to live with humans. Human beings suck. Like that shows you that things are that bad. People are alone. Like they don't really. Like the more intelligent you become, the harder it will be for you to socialize. You don't really want to be around people because you know how much we suck. So yeah, it's true. Benedictine on there to debate. We need the real people debating So diluted motherfuckers can listen to the right motherfucker. True, true. Truth will always win. That's what I love. Like that is why when you debate with people who don't see things as they really are, they will attack you as like they will attack you. They're not gonna attack your message because your message makes so much sense, but they don't want to admit that you make a lot of sense. So they will attack you. They will be mad at you. That's why people who speak the truth are hated. Why would you hate someone for their opinions? Like I don't hate people who disagree with me at all. Like I don't, and I'm not gonna hate them. I wanna talk to them and see why they believe what they believe. I'm willing to have a deep conversation with them, but they will hate me. They will say that I have demons. I was sent by the devil. They'll say anything to convince other people to not listen to people like me. I've debated with Christians who will tell people that, hey, don't listen to these kind of guys. These kind of guys are being used by the devil. And I would laugh. Like, what do you mean I'm used by the devil, bro? Like, the devil is part of your delusion. I'm not really. Listen, I'm not a fan of Christianity, so all of that exists in your own head. I don't got demons. That's one of the reasons why when your pastors pray for me, because I do allow them to pray for me because I know that nothing is gonna happen. So when your pastors pray for me, nothing happens. I'm not gonna fall, but you do fall. That's because you still like your mind is so powerful, right? So because your mind is so powerful and you allow your pastors to pray for you, then you because in your reality demons do manifest. They start to manifest because of what you believe. That's why I think that's one of the biggest reasons why you know religions require faith, is because that's powerful. What they want to hijack is your own consciousness. It's like you must willingly give your power away, but if you don't believe in bullshit, then nothing is going to happen to you. So maybe that's how we consent to any experience. Maybe like we believe something so much that it actually becomes powerful because we give it power by believing it. Lorna getting strong. Being designed to be motivated and not satisfied is stupid. Is a stupid design. Exactly. Not even to be motivated. To feel like there's to be in a state of lack, right? So you must constantly be trying to gain something. Like that's what the whole thing is about. It's like you are never satisfied, so you feel like something is missing. So you're constantly trying to gain something, and no matter what you achieve in life, you never truly feel satisfied. I remember there's a quote from this philosopher, I just forgot the name. He said that, oh no, I think it was, no, it was not even a philosopher, it was Jim Carrey. I think he said something like, I wish that each and every person can have what they want so that they will know how lonely it is, how lonely life is, or something like that. Oh, no, actually, it's not Jim. Like Jim Carrey said that, but the philosopher that I'm talking about say this: the there's true tragedies in life, right? It's having everything that you want and not having what you want. If you have what you want, you're gonna realize that you're still not satisfied. You sad. Right? That's why Justin Bieber made this song called I don't know, I don't remember the title of the song, but it was singing about how lonely he is. Like I'm so lonely. Like he has a lot, but he's lonely. He's lonely because he has it all. Like there's nothing more to achieve, but he still feels empty. He still feels lonely. So the tragedy in life is having everything that you want and realizing that you still feel empty at the end of the day. Like you're not satisfied. You were never designed to be satisfied. Or not having the things that you want, so you chase the things that you want, believing that you're gonna become satisfied, but then you never get satisfied. So life is tragic in that way. Anon, do you ever suffer from dystopia? What does that mean? I've never seen that word before. Dystopia. I've never seen that word before. Les, big up from Finland. Benedictine, you speak good thoughts and truths. Thanks, Les. Thanks. Insane big junkie. Yes, life is pointless. We make money in order to make money so we can make more money. Just so we can make money, and then we worry about money so we can, yeah, it's true, so we can get buried and we die. It's a meaningless experience, man. Like, I can't really think of anyone who's ever lived who's had a meaningful experience. It's like there's just nothing to gain, bro. Like, there's just nothing to gain in the end. And remember, I saw a meme today. It was this old man on his deathbed, and he was thinking, I regret that I didn't debate with people online, something like that. I thought that was funny. But when you really think about it, there is really nothing meaningful that you can really do. Like, think about it. Like, if today was your last day on earth, what would you say was the most meaningful thing about your life? Like, what would you say was the point of all this? What would you say that you really gained? uh, Insane big junkie says you're not allowed to stop making money. True. If you stop making money, you become homeless. That sucks. When you pray, you are prey. Mm, yeah, that makes sense. You become weak. You give your power away. The best way to be as a human is to be independent, right? You don't depend on some gods, on some entities out there. You depend on yourself, even though you don't understand what this is, what this really is. In fact, the fact that you don't understand what this is should actually make you trust yourself than to trust some entities that you don't even understand. Why are we so vast as humanity? It's so crazy that I spawned when Earth was developed from all hard times. Why did I not spawn during slavery times? Maybe you're reincarnating. Maybe you did live during slavery. I'm just kidding. I don't think. I don't think. I don't think. I don't really think we're reincarnating. I think we're here because we are the right people to give these entities that are controlling us our energy. Like, we have the kind of like mindset that will make it easy for these entities to get our energy. Maybe people who lived like during the time of slavery wouldn't really give these entities the energies that they want. 9%. The battery is so low, guys. The battery is so low. Back off, entities. You're not getting my energies on this day. Now, straight up, guys. The life is about to end. Just like the life, it helps with the algorithm, right? Just like the lives. I mean, I think there's 44 people watching, so just like the life, it's about to end because um, yeah, the battery is low. Today, I wanted to do this live like as long as possible because um, yesterday I stopped the live because I had a headache. I wasn't feeling well, but now I feel better. Let's see. Yeah, it's 9%. Guys, like the live. Like, trust me, it does help with the algorithms. We need to beat the algorithms. If you want the truth to spread, we need to beat the algorithm. It's not that people don't want to hear the truth. Is that uh YouTube is not recommending this kind of videos to the right people, or not recommending this kind of videos like enough, right? So people don't get to hear the truth. Bro, like there's so many channels, and this is something that I've realized. Like, okay, let me give you this example, right? There's this channel born into a corrupt system. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please go and subscribe to his channel. Born into a corrupt system. I think he's got like 8,000 subscribers. That guy, when he drops a videos, it gets more than 4,000 views, 5,000 views, and he only has 8,000 subscribers. That's not possible, bro. People who get 4,000 views are people with 30,000 subscribers. So that tells you something, that people want to hear the truth. The problem is that YouTube is just not promoting these videos. Simple as that. It's even this channel, dude. This channel gets like 2,000, 7,000 subscribers. Look at how many of you are here now for the one people. Like that's a lot for a channel with like 2,700 subscribers. You know what I mean? Like it's just YouTube not doing what it needs to be doing to actually promote these kinds of videos. It's crazy, but people really do want to hear the truth at the end of the day, because this is not working. Even when I talk to people in general, like unless I'm talking about God, like people become very angry. But when I talk about what's really happening in the world, wherever I am, people are willing to listen, and they're willing to have a conversation with me, and they're willing to pay attention, because it does make a lot of sense. So it shows that people do want to hear people really speaking the truth, because there ain't that many people who are telling it like it is out here. NTN matters. Will you at this point allow lives where people can join in and converse with you? YouTube doesn't allow people to request, right, to join a live. So what needs to happen is that people must send me a DM, right, on Instagram. It's Benedictine the Vegan on Instagram. You send me a DM and we'll figure out what we'll be talking about in the live, and yeah, that's how it works. Um, Demetrius, we should be sucking on the entities, not the other way around. The problem is that we don't even know these entities, bro. Like we don't even know these entities. So I think that's how like this is how they're able to manipulate us, because we don't know them, we don't see them, and they can see us. If we were able to see them, and that's what makes me think that we might actually be more powerful than we think we are, because if we weren't powerful, then they would actually reveal themselves to us, because they'll be like, well, why should I be afraid of these humans? Like they're not powerful. But because we're powerful, they would rather manipulate us. And that's why I'm telling you that you need to learn to detach yourself. I think that's the only way to like really beat these entities. Insane, but junk. That MF is the dude to do. He's something else. Very woke, man. And he's still young, man. I think it's like maybe he's 22 this year or 23. Like he's like, dude, he's on another level, and he's from South Africa. All right, guys. It's 8% now. I think we should end the live. It was a great live. The longest live that we've ever done on this channel, dude. I've drank a lot. It's so crazy, but I'm still gonna continue to drink. Like I've drank a lot in my life that I don't even get drunk. It like it sucks. It sucks so bad that we gotta drink to kind of like escape it. Now, thank you guys. But it's only 31 people who like this. Come on, guys. But I'm not obsessed with likes though, so it's all good. Now, what I was saying was that we need to do our best to promote this kind of content because there are a lot of people who are willing to. Oh, we need this. Let me put it that way. I remember back in 2018 when I was like truly depressed and I needed something like this and I couldn't find it. I found it at the right time because I started searching, but at first I couldn't find it. So YouTube is not doing the right, like it's not doing what it needs to be doing to make sure that we reach the right people for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the way the algorithms have been programmed or if there's forces that don't want people to hear the truth. Like I don't really know. I don't want to make any claims, but it is what it is. Thank you all guys.